Welcome to the office. I am Edward Miller, and alongside Archibald, we shall analyze the most aggressive move from Microsoft in decades, Project Magnus. To understand where we are heading, we must observe the current battlefield, and I must warn you, it is a desolate sight. Microsoft finds itself at an existential crossroads. Following a generation marred by naming confusion, a console that many perceive as low-end, which hindered technical development, and a hemorrhage of supposedly exclusive titles that have ended up decorating the shelves of the competition, the Xbox brand needs more than a patch. It needs an engineering miracle or a change of soul. The FTC leak was no mistake. It was the testament of a company that knows the closed box model is dead. The Sarabon factor complacency is over. Under Sarabon's leadership, the order is clear. Fast forward the future. Microsoft will not wait for Sony to dictate the pace in a hypothetical 2028. The target is apparently November 15, 2026, coinciding with the brand's 25th anniversary. It is a tactical attempt to erase the stigma of this generation and strike first with next-gen hardware. Breaking the wall speculation suggests that Magnus would be capable of running Steam, Epic Game Store, and Battle.net. It is a brilliant surrender if you cannot stop your users from looking toward Valve. Bring Valve into your living room. By breaking the traditional paywall, Xbox ceases to be a console and becomes a certified PC with a simplified user interface. The end of limitations, Archibald, has reviewed the blueprints, a jump to 32 GDDR7 RAM and AMD's Zen 5 architecture. A machine designed so that no developer will ever say again, "We couldn't do it because of the hardware." Attacking the Steam Deck, the launch will include a native Xbox Handheld that runs Game Pass locally. Microsoft wants to ensure its ecosystem is on your television, on your desk, and in your hands. But dreaming is always pleasant. However, we must wake up and speak about the reality of Xbox, where perhaps even this will not be enough. Before fully waking up, we must talk about how Xbox has been losing its identity. Not long ago, when Sony allowed MLB The Show to reach Xbox, the internet erupted in mockery toward the Japanese giant for allowing its software to touch enemy soil. Who would have told us that small crack would be the start of a flood? Today, the soul of Xbox historic franchises like Halo and Gears of War is being packaged to be sent directly to Sony's shelves. What was once a mockery of the competition has become an unconditional surrender by those in Redmond. Why buy an Xbox? Here lies the great paradox. If their most powerful games end up on PlayStation 5, a future PlayStation 6, and even let's not rule it out the Switch 2, what is the real incentive to buy Magnus? By becoming multi-platform, they have cannibalized their own value. Magnus risks being an optional accessory, while the critical mass will simply wait to play Microsoft titles on their Sony console. The $800 dilemma, with a rumored price that could touch $800, the question arises, why not put in a little more and build a real PC? Magnus attempts to be the living room PC, but competing against the absolute freedom of a custom-built PC is an uphill battle. The consumer is wounded by Game Pass hikes, increasingly expensive hardware, and games that show no sign of stopping their price climb. So we ask, can Microsoft truly afford to sell Magnus at a loss? If the console is excessively expensive, they will face a market that does not forgive. To be honest, the word exclusive fades more every day. No one would be surprised if the new Gears E-Day also launches on PlayStation, and while God of War on Xbox would cause surprise, it would no longer be alarming in this liquid market. The real problem isn't the loss of exclusives, but territory. Xbox has lost massive ground to Sony and Nintendo at the hardware level. Magnus seems like the only and perhaps last salvage to avoid becoming the next Dreamcast, a machine with great ideas, but launched by a company that lost the faith of its audience long before it went on sale. If you liked this video, I invite you to take a look around the channel and watch the rest of our videos. This is Edward Miller speaking, and I'll see you another time.